They say when a man truly feels safe, not just physically, but emotionally, you'll see it in the quiet moments. Not in grand declarations or romantic gestures, but in the way he lets his guard fall ever so slightly around you. In a world that often expects men to be strong, silent, and self-reliant, emotional safety becomes a rare treasure, one they don't give away lightly. But when a man begins to show subtle, often overlooked signs of trust and vulnerability, it means you've become more than just a person in his life. You've become a safe place, a space where he can exhale without fear, express without filtering, and exist without performance. And the beauty of it all, he may never say the words, "You make me feel safe," but his actions will whisper it in ways louder than speech. You'll notice it in the small things. The way his shoulders relax when he's near you. The way he stops trying to impress and just starts to be. The moments he lets you in on thoughts, dreams, and memories no one else has heard. The way he looks at you in stillness, not searching for approval, but simply seeing you and letting himself be seen. These aren't just habits. These are emotional markers, signs that he trusts you with the most guarded parts of his heart. And here's the truth. Most men don't even realize they're doing it. To them, it's just comfort, familiarity, peace. But to those who know how to read between the lines, it's much more than that. It's emotional closeness. It's attachment. It's love that runs deep, slow, quiet, and real. In this list, we'll explore 15 subtle signs that reveal when a man sees you as his emotional safe haven. These are the moments when he stops running, stops hiding, and instead chooses to be fully present with you. So if you've ever wondered what it truly means to be someone's peace, look for these signs. Because when a man sees you as his safe place, you won't just hear it, you'll feel it. Let's begin. 1. He shares things he's never told anyone. When a man shares things he's never told anyone, it's not just about trust. It's a quiet confession of how emotionally safe he feels with you. He may not say the words outright, but his actions speak volumes. These are the thoughts he's buried deep, the memories he's locked away, the fears and dreams he's guarded for years. And suddenly, with you, the walls start to come down. It could be something from his childhood, a failure he never forgave himself for, or a fear he hides behind a confident smile. He might open up in the stillness of a late-night conversation, or when you're simply sitting together in silence. No drama, no performance, just honesty. That moment is sacred, not because of what's being said, but because of who he's saying it to. When he tells you something no one else knows, he's placing a part of his heart in your hands. It means he trusts that you won't judge him, use it against him, or walk away. It means your presence feels like calm in a chaotic world, like shelter. Most men are taught to hold things in, to appear strong. So when he shares what's hidden, it isn't weakness, it's intimacy. You might not even realize the weight of what he's shared until later. But for him, it's everything. That one conversation may have taken him weeks, months, or even years to say out loud. And the fact that he chose you means he sees you as more than a friend, more than a partner. He sees you as his refuge, a space where he can just be and still be loved. That's rare, and it's one of the most silent, powerful signs he feels deeply connected to you. 2. He relaxes instantly when he's around you. When a man relaxes instantly around you, it's not just comfort, it's emotional surrender without resistance. In a world that constantly expects him to perform, compete, and keep it together, your presence becomes the one place where he doesn't have to try. You'll notice it in the way his shoulders drop slightly when he sees you, the way his breath deepens, or how his eyes soften without him even realizing it. This kind of ease isn't casual, it's earned. It means your energy calms his chaos. He doesn't feel the need to wear a mask, crack jokes to fill silence, or prove anything. Around you, silence isn't awkward, it's peaceful. And even after a long, stressful day, just being near you grounds him. It's like his nervous system recognizes you as safe before his mind even does. He might sit beside you and just sigh, or fall asleep on the couch with his head near yours, not because he's tired, but because he finally can be. He'll talk slower, smile more genuinely, and even make space to listen. because he's not trying to guard his energy anymore. He's not on edge. He's not waiting to be hurt. This instant relaxation is one of the most overlooked signs of deep emotional connection. Because it's quiet, there are no grand gestures or dramatic speeches, just the stillness of a man who feels emotionally protected. And when he reaches that level of peace around you, he's already trusted you with something greater than words. His guard is down, and his heart is, slowly, stepping forward. 3. He vents to you when life gets overwhelming. When a man vents to you when life gets overwhelming, it's a quiet but powerful sign that he sees you as his emotional anchor. Men are often conditioned to carry stress silently, to push through without complaint, to mask pressure with distraction or silence. So when he chooses to unload his frustration, anxiety, or confusion with you, it means something deeper than just needing to talk. It means you are his safe outlet. He's not looking for solutions when he opens up. He's looking for understanding. The fact that he turns to you in moments when he's tired, overworked, or emotionally stretched shows how much trust he places in you. You may notice it in the way he calls or messages you more when things go wrong, or how he starts sharing the smallest irritations, work problems, family conflicts, personal doubts. These aren't just rants. They are raw glimpses into the weight he carries. When he vents, he may speak more freely, with less filter, not to be disrespectful, but because he doesn't feel judged. He feels heard. That matters more than you know. It means that your presence lightens his burden, even if the world around him feels heavy. He knows he won't be mocked for struggling. He knows he doesn't need to wear the mask of "I'm fine" around you. This vulnerability, even when wrapped in frustration or exhaustion, is a form of intimacy. He may not say, "I trust you," but in choosing to let you witness his messiest days, he's already shown it. You're not just someone he enjoys being around. You're someone he leans on. That emotional leaning, especially in silence or stress, is how a man reveals who truly matters to him. 4. He calls you first when something goes wrong. When a man calls you first when something goes wrong, it's a powerful sign that you become his emotional first responder, the person his heart instinctively reaches for in moments of uncertainty. This isn't about convenience or habit. It's about trust, safety, and emotional priority. Whether it's at a bad day at work, an argument with someone, or receive tough news, if you're the one he calls before anyone else, it means you're his grounding force. You're not just someone he likes. You're someone he leans on. And that instinctive act of reaching out, especially in a low or stressful moment, reveals how deeply woven you are into his emotional world. This kind of connection doesn't happen overnight. It builds quietly over time, through shared conversations, calm listening, and the way you've responded to him in the past. He remembers how you make things feel lighter, how you listen without rushing, and how your presence, even through a phone call, steadies him. That memory pulls him toward you when life gets shaky. And what's most telling is, he doesn't need to plan it. He doesn't overthink it. The moment something goes wrong, his fingers dial your number like muscle memory. That shows emotional safety. It shows that, even in chaos, he believes you'll be calm. Even in frustration, he knows you won't judge. Even in silence, he knows you'll stay. This isn't just affection. It's dependence of the most meaningful kind. When you're the first person he calls during his hardest moments, you're not just a part of his day. You're part of his core. That's love in its quietest, strongest form. 5. He feels no need to impress you. Just be real. When a man feels no need to impress you and simply chooses to be real, it's one of the clearest signs that he's emotionally comfortable and deeply connected. In the early stages of attraction, many people, especially men, often put on a bit of a show, dressing a certain way, over-explaining accomplishments, keeping conversations light and polished. But when he starts dropping the performance and showing you his real, unfiltered self, that's when something rare is happening. He's not trying to be perfect around you anymore. He's just trying to be himself. That might look like letting you see his quirks, his off days, his awkward habits, without apology. Maybe he stops overthinking what to wear when he sees you, or admits he doesn't have all the answers. Maybe he starts telling you the truth instead of what he thinks you want to hear. And most importantly, He doesn't worry about keeping up a polished image, because with you, he feels accepted for who he really is. This level of emotional transparency is powerful. It means he sees you not as someone to entertain or impress, but someone who sees him, really sees him, and stays anyway. It also means he trusts your presence more than your opinion of him. He knows that if he messes up, says something imperfect, or lets his guard down, you won't walk away. That's what safety looks like for a man who's tired of pretending. When a man starts choosing authenticity over performance, it's not that he's stopped caring. It's that he finally feels like he doesn't have to perform to be loved. And in that quiet shift, he's telling you, this is me, not my mask, not my highlight reel, just me. And I'm letting you in. 6. He makes eye contact that lingers with softness. When a man makes eye contact that lingers with softness, it's more than just a glance. It's a silent expression of emotional connection. His gaze isn't intense or calculated. It's calm, warm, and unguarded. In those lingering seconds, he's not just looking at you, he's seeing you, and allowing himself to be seen in return. This kind of eye contact holds no pressure, no expectation. It often happens in quiet moments, maybe while you're talking and is fully present, or when neither of you is speaking, but the silence feels full rather than empty. There's a gentleness in his eyes, an openness that says, I feel safe with you, even if the words are never spoken aloud. Soft eye contact is intimate in a way that words can't always replicate. It means is not hiding behind distraction or trying to shield emotion. It means is letting the walls drop, letting you in, slowly, silently, and with intention. It can feel like time slows down, even if just for a heartbeat. And if you look back and see that same softness, that quiet safety, it becomes a shared language between you, one that says, this is different. He might not realize he's doing it. That's what makes it genuine. It's not performative, it's natural. His body and soul are simply drawn to you. And sometimes, when feelings run deep but words feel too vulnerable, the eyes speak in their place. In those still, quiet moments where his gaze gently lingers, you're witnessing something honest, affection, trust, maybe even love, unfolding in silence. 7. He's comfortable being silent with you. When a man is comfortable being silent with you, it's a quiet form of intimacy that speaks louder than words ever could. Most people try to fill silence with conversation, jokes, or distractions, especially in relationships where uncertainty or discomfort lingers. But when he no longer feels the need to perform or keep talking just to avoid awkwardness, it means something deeper is unfolding. He can sit next to you, doing absolutely nothing, and still feel complete. That silence becomes a shared space rather than an empty one. Whether you're in the car, walking side by side, or just resting on the couch, there's no urgency to fill the air. That's emotional safety. That's peace. And not many people experience that kind of calm in another person's presence. This kind of silence doesn't feel distant. It feels warm, grounding, even healing. It shows that he trusts your presence, not for entertainment or validation, but for comfort. He knows that even without constant conversation, you're still with him. There's no pressure to impress, no fear of judgment, no awkwardness that needs covering up. Just being together is enough. It's in this stillness that emotional connection often deepens. The absence of words allows both of you to simply exist in each other's space, honestly, quietly, and fully. For a man, that's Ray. It means he doesn't need to explain himself to be understood. It means he knows you accept him, even when he has nothing to say. And when he gives you that kind of silence, it's not emptiness, it's trust. It's presence. It's his heart saying, you feel like home. 8. He shows you his vulnerable side without fear. When a man shows you his vulnerable side without fear, it means he has reached a rare and deep level of emotional trust with you. Vulnerability isn't easy, especially for men who've been taught to hide their emotions, maintain control, and never show weakness. So when he allows you to see the parts of him that are unsure, hurting, or afraid, he's giving you access to the parts of his soul he doesn't show the world. He might open up about insecurities he hides behind confidence. He may talk about past relationships that left scars, fears that haunt him at night, or failures that still weigh on his self-worth. He could admit that he doesn't always have it all together, and with you, he doesn't feel like he has to. That emotional transparency isn't accidental. It's intentional. It's his way of saying, I trust you not to use this against me. I trust you to hold this part of me with care. You'll notice his tone softens when he speaks from this place. There's less armor, more honesty. No rehearsed lines, no filtered feelings, just raw truth. And what's most beautiful, he's not afraid of how you'll see him afterward. Because in your eyes, he doesn't expect judgment. He expects understanding. This kind of vulnerability doesn't mean he's broken. It means he feels safe enough to be whole. Around you, he's not just a provider, protector, or partner. He's human, and he knows that being fully himself, emotional wounds and all, won't push you away. That belief, that security, is a gift you've given him. And in return, he's showing you the deepest version of who he is. Quietly, gently, and without fear. 9. He seeks your opinion before making tough choices. When a man seeks your opinion before making tough choices, it's a clear sign that he not only values your thoughts but also emotionally includes you in his inner world. Men often carry the weight of decision-making silently, especially when the stakes are high. So when he reaches out to ask, "What do you think?" or "What would you do?" it's more than casual curiosity. It's emotional trust in action. It means your perspective matters to him, not just because he respects your logic, but because your presence brings clarity. You've become someone whose insight guides him when he's unsure, someone he trusts to see beyond the surface. This isn't about him needing help. It's about him wanting you involved in the direction his life takes. He may ask for your opinion on work dilemmas, family conflicts, financial matters, or deeply personal choices. And when he listens, truly listens, to what you have to say, it's his way of saying, "You're part of my process now. You matter in the outcome." That kind of inclusion is intimate. It shows that your relationship isn't just emotional. It's practical, real, and woven into the fabric of his future. He doesn't just want to tell you what he's going through. He wants to navigate it with you. That's a quiet form of partnership, one that many overlook, but is incredibly meaningful. Because in seeking your voice, he's showing you that you're already a part of the decisions that shape his life. And maybe, deep down, he's already imagining a future where every big decision includes you. 10. He opens up about past pain or trauma. When a man opens up about past pain or trauma, it's one of the deepest, most vulnerable forms of emotional intimacy he can offer. These are not stories shared lightly. They come from places he's buried, wounds he's hidden, moments he rarely revisits, even alone. So when he chooses to tell you about them, it means you've reached a place in his life that very few ever do. This isn't just about confiding in you. It's about inviting you into the most fragile parts of his history. He may talk about childhood neglect, heartbreak, loss, failure, betrayal, or moments that shaped how he sees himself. These conversations don't happen in passing. They come slowly, often hesitantly, and usually when he feels completely safe. There might be long pauses, quiet tears, or difficulty finding words, not because he doesn't trust you, but because the weight of memory is heavy. But he tells you anyway. Why? Because in you, he sees someone who won't flinch. Someone who won't pity him, judge him, or use it against him. Someone who will hold the truth gently, without trying to fix or dismiss it. He's not looking for solutions. He's looking for a place to set the burden down. And you've become that place. Most men are taught to suppress pain, to never let their scars show. So when he breaks that pattern with you, it's more than just emotional sharing. It's healing. It's trust. It's love in its rawest form. He's saying, without saying, "This is what made me. And if you can accept this, then maybe you can accept all of me." That's not weakness. That's strength, shared in silence, in tears, in truth. 11. He asks to spend time even when he's not okay. When a man asks to spend time with you even when he's not okay, it reveals a deep emotional bond, one where your presence is his comfort, not his performance stage. He doesn't feel the need to fix himself first before seeing you. He doesn't pretend everything is fine. Instead, he reaches out during his low points, not to escape, but to feel safe. Many men are wired to withdraw when they're hurting. They often retreat into silence, distractions, or solitude when overwhelmed. So if he still wants to be around you during those moments, it means something profound. You're not an added pressure, you're relief. You're the quiet space where he can just be, without pretending, explaining, or entertaining. He might not say much. He may just sit beside you, eyes tired, words few. But it's not about conversation, it's about connection. Your presence soothes him. Your energy helps him breathe a little easier. He may not want to talk about what's bothering him yet, but your nearness is already part of the healing. This kind of closeness only happens when he's emotionally attached, when he trusts that you won't judge him for not being at his best. He's not trying to impress you with strength. He's choosing to be seen in his silence, in his storm, and trusting that you won't walk away. When a man consistently turns toward you instead of hiding during hard times, he's showing you, without needing to say it, that you are his calm, his anchor, his peace. And sometimes, just choosing to be close to you, even in pain, is his most honest way of saying, you make things feel better, even when nothing else does. 12. He lets you see him cry, or close to it. When a man lets you see him cry, or come close to it, it's a deeply vulnerable moment that few people are ever allowed to witness. For many men, tears aren't just about sadness. They are about surrender. And letting those emotions rise to the surface in front of someone else, especially someone they care about, is an unspoken act of profound trust. He may turn away quickly, blink hard, or try to laugh it off, not because he's ashamed of the emotion itself, but because showing it feels like standing exposed. Society often teaches men that crying makes them weak, that emotion should be hidden, that strength means staying composed. So when he breaks through that conditioning, even briefly, it means he feels safe. Safe enough to stop pretending. Safe enough to feel. It might happen during a conversation about something painful, a family struggle, a personal failure, the loss of someone he loved, or even a moment of unexpected joy or relief. And when his voice cracks, when his eyes well up, when his breath shortens and he doesn't pull away, you're seeing a part of him that isn't often revealed. He's not just opening up. He's allowing you to see his heart, raw, uncovered, and real. It's not a test. It's not dramatics. It's an involuntary response that says, this matters. You matter, and I trust you with this part of me. In those quiet moments, when the strong exterior softens, what you're witnessing is not weakness, it's emotional honesty. And it means he sees you not just as someone he loves, but as someone he feels safe loving. That's rare. That's real. And that's one of the most intimate ways a man silently says, "You are home to me." 13. He often says, "I feel better just talking to you." When a man often says, "I feel better just talking to you," it's not just a compliment. It's a quiet confession of how deeply your presence soothes him. Those words may sound simple, even casual, but behind them is something powerful: relief, comfort, and emotional trust. Men aren't always taught how to process their emotions verbally. Many are conditioned to keep things inside, to figure it out alone, to only speak when they have a solution. So when he opens up, shares a problem, or even just talks about his day, and then says he feels better, it means your presence gave him something rare. Not judgment, not advice, just understanding, calm, space to breathe. It's your voice, your energy, your way of listening that creates that shift. Even if you didn't say much, the act of talking to you lifted something off his shoulders. Maybe you didn't solve the issue, but he no longer feels like he's carrying it alone. That's what makes the difference. When he says this more than once, pay attention. It's his way of showing you that you're more than someone he likes. You're someone who brings him peace. In a loud, demanding world, you become the silence he craves, the emotional reset, the place where his thoughts stop racing and his heart finds stillness. Over time, those words become a pattern, a habit. a sign that your connection is deeper than attraction, that just hearing your voice or spending time with you lightens his load. Not because life is easier, but because you make it feel less heavy. That's not ordinary. That's emotional intimacy. And when he repeatedly says he feels better just by talking to you, it's his soul whispering, "You're safe." 14. He shares personal victories with you first. When a man shares his personal victories with you first, before anyone else, it reveals just how deeply you're woven into the fabric of his life. These aren't just updates, they are emotional milestones. It could be a promotion he worked hard for, a goal he finally reached, or even a small win that made his day. And yet, you are the person he thinks of immediately, before friends, before family, before anyone. That impulse to call or message you first comes from a place of emotional connection. It's not just that he wants to share good news, it's that he wants you to be part of the joy. Your reaction matters to him. Your pride in him feels more fulfilling than applause from a crowd. Because your approval, your happiness, your excitement, it validates his achievement on a deeper level. This act of sharing also shows emotional equality. He sees you not just as someone who's around, but as someone who belongs in every corner of his life, especially the ones that shine. He doesn't hide his success, and he doesn't wait for the right moment to tell you later. It's instinctual. When something goes right, you are his first thought. And the way he shares it, whether with nervous excitement or quiet joy, reveals how much he values your presence during not only the lows but the highs. He wants to celebrate with you, not just tell you afterward. That's emotional partnership. In a world where many only reach out when they are struggling, a man who shares his wins with you first is telling you something special. This matters to me, and so do you. It's not about impressing you. It's about including you. And that's real connection. 15. He always comes back, because you feel like home. When a man always comes back to you, through distance, silence, or uncertainty, it's because something about you feels like home. Not the kind of home made of walls and routine, but the kind that lives in presence, in peace, in emotional safety. You're the place where his soul exhales. He may pull away at times. Life gets overwhelming, pride gets loud, fears rise. He might go quiet, retreat into his thoughts, or even try to convince himself he doesn't need anyone. But somehow, he always returns. Not out of convenience, but out of gravity. Because you don't chase him, yet your energy stays. Because when the noise settles, it's you he remembers, not for drama, not for chaos, but for calm. With you, he doesn't have to explain everything. He can be flawed, uncertain, in progress, and still feel accepted. That kind of safety is rare, and whether he realizes it fully or not, his heart knows it. That's why no matter how far he wanders, emotionally or physically, something in him circles back to you. And it's not just about comfort. It's about truth. With you, he doesn't have to pretend. He doesn't have to perform. He can just be, and still feel seen. That's what home feels like to a man who's tired of the world expecting him to always have it together. So when he returns, it's not weakness. It's recognition. It's him choosing peace over pretense, presence over pride. And every return is a quiet declaration. You are where I feel whole. You are where I rest. Not because you ask him to, but because your very existence gives him permission to be real. And that is love, spoken silently through every comeback.